Hello dear students, welcome back again in the online class. You know that we are learning the chapter Environment and its Balance. Today also we are going to continue the same chapter with the topic Components of Environment. We are going to learn biotic and abiotic components of environment, that is living and non-living components. Let's go through this. Okay, components of environment. The environment includes living and non-living components. They are classified as biotic and abiotic components of environment. We can see some figures here. Some of them are biotic components and some of them are abiotic. You can see in the first figure, there are different forests, plants, breezes. This is a biotic component, but plants in the forest, they are biotic components. And water in the river, it is also a biotic component. In this way, you can identify. And here, the helicopter planes, they are also abiotic, that is non-living components. And here, house, land, this is non-living component. But the birds flying here, plants, they are living components. Let us start with abiotic components. The non-living aspects of the environment is known as abiotic components. They are as follows. You can see here air, because of air, branches of plants, they are moving. And similarly, water is flowing down here. You can see this is abiotic component, that is non-living component of environment. And land, yes, this is also soil. People are planting plants there, but the land, it is what? Abiotic component of the environment. And you can see here solar energy, this is also abiotic components. Let us start with air at first. Air is one of the abiotic components which contains 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen gas and other gases. Air has plants in dispersal of seeds and pollination. You can see how seeds are getting dispersed from a flower. Yes, this is because of moving air, that is because of wind. And similarly, oxygen is required for animals for respiration. You can see here how inhalation and exhalation occurs during respiration in the human body. Yes, we take oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. And similarly, carbon dioxide is also required by plants for photosynthesis. Nitrogen gas present in the air is used by plants for nutrition. You can see here how the plants get different component present in the environment. Sunlight, oxygen and carbon dioxide, how they are being exchanged. And water, it is being absorbed from the root. And next component of environment, that is abiotic non-living component, water. You can see here, water is important component which is required for survival of organisms on Earth. Water covers almost 3% of the Earth's surface. Only 3% of the water found on the Earth is potable, that means fit to drink, 3% only. There are different sources of water. Some of them are lake, ponds, river, sea and ocean. You can see some figures of water resources here, river, lakes, etc. Now next component, abiotic component, that is land. Land is one of the important abiotic component of the Earth. In the importance of environment also we have studied in previous classes. Here you can see how land is being used for various purposes. Land provides shelter for all living organisms. Soil contains important minerals and elements which are very essential for proper growth and development of plants. Similarly, human beings depend on land for cultivation, construction of different structures like houses, schools, hospitals, bridges. Yes, these are importance of land and this is one of the abiotic components of environment. You can see how animals are getting shelter on land. Now next, solar energy. Another important aspect of environment, that is abiotic component, that is solar energy or sun. Sun is the main source of the energy on the earth. You can see here figures. Yes, we have already discussed about this figure. Solar energy, how it is being used in the solar panel of our houses, and natural in the nature how water cycle occurs because of heat of sun. And plants use solar energy for the preparation of food. Heat and light is required for growth and development of all living organisms. We can see here how photosynthesis process occurs in the green plants. Yes, sunlight is being absorbed, and here carbon dioxide and water, it is being used for the process of photosynthesis. And we can see here how we can use solar energy for drying grains. This is one of the important biotic component of environment. Now, biotic components, that is living components of the environment. Okay. First of all, you can see here the living aspects of environment is known as biotic components. They are classified as follows. Biotic components of environment are classified mainly as producer, consumers, and decomposers. At first, we are going to begin it with producer. Producers are those components which produce their own food. All green plants on the earth are producers. That means they produce their own food by themselves. Yes, that process we already know, photosynthesis. By the process of photosynthesis, green plants prepare their own food. So they are known as producers. Green plants receive air, water, sunlight, and minerals from the environment. This helps plants to prepare food which is necessary for plants and consumers for growth and development. Consumers, they are dependent on producer, so it helps them for growth and their development. You can see here some figures of producers. Yes, these are plants. Now, consumers. The organism or animals which depend on other organism or on the producer for their food are called consumers. Animals which depend directly upon green plants for their food are herbivores, and which depends upon only flesh of the other animals are carnivores, and animals which depends on both flesh and plants are called omnivores. You can see the figure here. In the first year, you can see cows, different other animals. They all are what? Herbivores. They only feed on green plants. Okay. And now in this side, you can see carnivorous, tiger, vulture, and some other animals. They feed on other animals only, flesh of other animal, or they feed on other animals. And here in the center, you can see we call it intersection part also, which is common to both herbivore and carnivores. You can see there are some animals which feed on both plants or animals. They are omnivorous. You can see even we human beings are also omnivorous. Yes, because we are dependent on plant product as well as on animal product. Okay, in this way we can understand different types of animals and their feeding habits. Now, consumers are further divided into primary, secondary, and tertiary consumers. Let's know about them. First of all, primary consumers. Those organisms which directly depends upon green plants for their food are called primary consumers. Some examples are cow, goat, buffaloes, deer, and grasshopper. They are dependent on green plants for their food, so they are called primary consumers. Yes, you can see the figures of primary consumers here. This grasshopper is also primary consumer because it feeds on leaves of grasses. Now, secondary consumers. Animals which feed upon primary consumers are called secondary consumers. Okay, easily you can understand which feed upon primary consumers. For example, frog, snake, lizard, etc. And now next type of consumer, that is tertiary consumers. Animals which feed upon secondary or primary consumers are called tertiary consumer. For examples, tiger, lion, vulture, etc. They feed on secondary or primary consumers. Some of them can feed on secondary consumer and some of them will feed on primary consumers. Okay, that means they can feed both primary or secondary consumers. So they are tertiary consumers. Another biotic component of environment, that is decomposer. Let's know about this. The dead bodies of producers and consumers are decomposed by organisms like fungi and bacteria, which are called decomposers. So the decomposers break down the complex compounds present in dead bodies of producers and consumers. Okay, you can see the figure here. The worm, mushroom, insects, bacteria, there are some organisms which decompose dead organisms. Okay, dead body of organisms are decomposed by the help of such organisms. They help to decay the dead body, so they are called decomposers. Okay, in this way today we studied different components of the environment, that is biotic and abiotic component. Now I think you can easily understand what are biotic components. They are living components and we studied them as producer, consumers and decomposers. And abiotic components, they are air, land, water, sun, etc. Thank you. This was for today. See you in the next session. Bye bye.